guys to another Nintendo Arcade Game Room Tour. This is number 11. This is my good friend Oliver Mosesi, aka Alpha One. I've finally nailed him after a year and a half, been on at him for ages to let me in and film his awesome collection for you guys to see. He's a very good friend of mine, he's been around a long time and he's a very busy man, he's got a young family, so I'm really honoured that he's invited me down here today to film his collection along with Tony Temple. Remember Tony from my first Game Room Tour? He's the Missile Command #1 player in the world. He also does the arcade blogger and he's going to be writing a piece for his blog as I do my video as well. So guys, what you're about to see in this video are games from the golden era, the games that I grew up with, the games that I have the most nostalgia with, the games I would love to own but I just don't have the room. He's got some awesome games, some extremely rare games that he's had hidden away for quite a while, didn't even know he had. He's got some new additions as well, so I'm really excited to get this on film, guys. So strap yourself in. This is going to be a long one. It's well over an hour, but it's well worth it. You're going to be able to see some really rare games. So let's get on the road and go and see Alpha One.
I do love the summer, don't you? Sit by the river, have an ice cream, watch the girls go by. Put the old strawberry on there, that's strawberry, chocolate.
Alpha One's house. Let's knock him up. Maybe I should knock a bit harder.
Hello, mate. How are you?
How you doing, son?
Good to see you. Come in, dude.
Thank you very much. What have you been up to?
Not a lot. Tidying the house.
Tidying it up for me.
You want to go in?
Show me around, man. Oh, little Dino King.
Yeah.
Are you going to convert this one?
No,
or?
no, it's my. I'm not into that. That's
No.
my son's. He loves dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So I've got loads of cards. And
But he loves that, doesn't
yeah,
he?
it's normally in there. Though. I just will go.
Well, you've had a little bit of a change around, I've noticed already.
Yeah.
You had Super Zax in there last
I did,
time, is that
yeah.
right?
I've swapped some games around.
So you've got, oh wow, look at these guys. Transformers, Indiana Jones, Ice Cold Beer, Atari Food Fight. Right, well let's start with Invaders Revenge.
Yeah, Space Invaders. I keep on meaning to swap it all back.
You've got a multi-kit in there, is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no. So I've got a Galaxian with a multi-game, and I've got this with a multi-game.
Right.
So I think even though multi-games in some aspects are a bad idea if you're putting multi-game artwork on stuff, if you're just putting a kit on a board,
Doesn't matter so much.
doesn't matter,
No.
does it? So
No.
this allows me to play 8 games on,
Yeah.
instead of just Space Invaders, so it's good.
Yeah.
Plus it's got the high score save and
Is there anything special about this cabinet? It's a Taito.
It's a Taito cabinet. It's not as tidy as another one I've got, but it was Forceful Feel's old one.
Oh, okay.
So it needs to clean up a bit. Or to be fair, it's a bit faded, but he rebuilt everything. The board set works with the power supplies being rebuilt, new caps. The monitor was all recapped, so it's just reliable.
But the artwork's all right though, isn't it?
I mean
there's a little bit of scratches here, but you like everything quite original now, don't you? You're not bothered about.
I won't necessarily put Repro art on for the sake of doing it.
No.
I prefer, like, if something's 7 out of 10 and it's original,
you keep
I
it.
won't repro it to make it 10.
What about rust and rot?
Rust and rot you can get rid of.
Get rid of, yeah.
Which is kind of what that needs to.
Yeah. A whole book of manuals up there.
Yeah.
Wow. Any skyscraper manuals in there, mate?
No. I pulled them out because there was a Sheriff.
Oh, the Western gun.
Yeah, the Western gun Mark II for you.
Now this cab here, this is rare, isn't it?
This is rare, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a Japanese Gallagher. So it's so it's not a black Bally Midway one. It's actually the Japanese version. It's a Namco Gallagher.
Wow. Not many of these around. Two known in the world.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
So this one, and then there's one
it's
in California.
Absolutely stunning, mate. The colour of the marquee's different as well, isn't it?
Oh, the marquee's just the marquee. The marquee and the side art are timeless.
Yeah. Absolutely stunning, mate. It really is. And this is a game that I absolutely love as well. Look at the artwork, guys. Really, really cool. It's in amazing condition, isn't it? Really, and you've got a save kit in there as well, haven't you?
Yeah, it's got a save. So it's set to save the high score.
And gives you that extra speed if you want.
Yeah, and it does the fast fire or the normal
fast fire.
But no, it's a great game. I mean, it's not got the original instruction card, but that's inside the coin door because the guy I got it off from printed out a Bally Midway one.
Right,
so the story with this was the guy didn't collect games, always loved Gallagher, thought I'm going to buy a Gallagher, goes into his yellow pages, phones up an operator, says, have you got a Gallagher I can buy?
Yeah.
And he goes, I think I have, yeah. Long story short, the guy goes with the operator to the operator's sister's house.
Yeah.
Because the operator had bought a Gallagher like 15 years ago and put it in his sister's garage for the kids to play.
Wow.
And they go there and they knock on the door, sister's there. And the machine was still at the back.
Still there.
Yeah,
Incredible,
it was
isn't it?
back. But the operator got it. He went into Bally Midway's offices, and this was in their foyer game room.
Right.
And he bought it straight out of Bally Midway.
Wow. So it's
So
well looked after, isn't it? It hasn't had any kind of arcade use at all.
No, it's not had really.
No.
So the likelihood with this is Namco sent it to Bally Midway as part of the Gallagher licensing.
Right, okay.
So they could understand if Gallagher was the game they wanted.
Right.
So Bally Midway have put like a Pac-Man power switch on in it. And it's also got a Bally Midway board. It's not got a Namco one, although it's the same one. It's the same hardware, so and also the same pin out, so you can just swap it. But they probably put this out on test to decide how much does Gallagher make in the US market, and then they obviously retired it back to their offices.
Wow. Are you pretty good at this game?
Oh, I suck at this game. You just beat my eyes short.
Yeah, I will do, mate. Don't you worry. And over here we've got a lovely Food Fight, which is an awesome cab. You don't see many of these either, do you, in the UK?
No, it's a US cab.
Yeah. It's got
All original.
top to bottom side artwork all around the coin door there, as you can see. Beautiful art. It reminds me actually of Swimmer. The artwork's not the same,
I know
but
exactly
the whole
like
cabinet
kind of almost overpowering.
it's overpowering, but it's so cool. And what a great theme as well.
Yeah, so that one's all original, so it's got the original CPO and marquee. I know there's repro kits. It was nice to find a nice one.
In original, in that condition, yeah.
So you can see there's a few scuffs on the CPO, but I think that's fine.
Has it got any unique joystick to this?
Yeah, it's got like an analog stick.
Yeah. Feels weird, doesn't it? Oh, that is cool, man. But there's not many of those around, is there?
In the UK, I think there is Edward. I think there's a few now.
Is there?
People have imported them.
Where did you pick that up from?
I got that off another collector like 5, 6, no longer, 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
As part of a package deal.
Yeah. Then you've got ice cold beer,
Yeah.
which is a fantastic game. It was quite a hit at Revival, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago.
It's an
Everyone enjoyed it.
it's an amazing game. Fun on your own.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that's super fun when
Yeah.
you're with a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Maybe you've had a beer or two.
Just show us how you play it quickly.
Yeah, I can do. Let me coin it up. Find the old flipping switch now. The switch go, there it is. So, there you go.
There you go. So the object is basically to get the ball all the way to hole number 10, which is at the top. And then you're actually rewarded with a token or a beer, aren't you? You
Yeah.
get a token, you take it to the bar and you get a beer, basically. That's the theory behind it, right?
Yeah, so it was the theory was you go to the bar and then they'd say, oh look, I've won, and then you get a free beer.
Yeah.
So back when I played this a lot, I could actually clock it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I got up to about hole 8 last time I was here at yours. I really enjoyed it. Do you feel like every game's different though, or once you've sort of mastered it, it becomes a lot easier?
Yeah, so this game, I wouldn't necessarily like, before bed, if I want a beer or a JD and play a game, I'll play Space Invaders or something, or Food Fight. But when there's people around, this is the game that everyone plays.
wants to play, yeah.
So when you do the higher ones, you can actually see the ball better. So you'll see I immediately start playing a bit better.
You get it at eye level.
When because I can see the roll of the ball.
Yeah.
And if you keep your eye line on the bar, you can see that like 1 degree kind of difference.
Oh, mate.
That's cool. I got
So
this.
what did you get, 2 goes?
I think you get 3
3
balls.
goes,
Yeah.
3 balls. Oh. Nice one.
And the faster you do it, the bigger bonus you get.
Right, okay.
I haven't played it. Normally I have a
So
pre.
you could get it all up to 10, but someone could do it a lot quicker and get more points.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could, so you could go for the points if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can indeed, and that's all about the speed. So
Yeah.
I noticed Charlie Farr was playing it at Revival, and he did it, didn't he? He got to 10,
Yeah.
but
It took
he
3
could
hours, did he?
he could have got more points if he had done it quicker.
There's still feet to get it to the top.
Gutted. It's a really simple game.
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
it's awesome,
2
though.
motors
Yeah.
and some rubbers.
Is root beer the same sort of game then as well?
Root beer's Tapper.
Tapper. Oh, sorry, it's nothing to do with this.
I know.
Oh,
So there's
right,
another
okay.
game like this called Zeke's Peak,
Oh, Zeke's Peak. That's
which
right,
is the guy, which is the dude from Zookeeper.
Yeah. So what, they've been using him as a mascot like Mario, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And he was kind of that. He was also was he in Timber as well, or is
Right.
no, not Zeke. That was the guy from Tapper. So you had Zookeeper and Zeke's Peak for that
Yeah.
guy.
Nice one. Well done, you're pretty good at it, aren't you? You get number 8, do you reckon?
I'm sure I haven't played this in months. But can you see the bonus?
Yeah, oh yeah,
The
it's
faster you
kicking
do
over,
it,
yeah.
the more it kicks over.
know your path, don't you? Oh, you've done it. I can't believe it. Is he going to get this on camera? Right to the top. Come on, Al.
I messed up my lives at the beginning. Because I did that really quick, you can see I got a decent multiplier. I've got to remember how I normally get to 9.
See the path up and down. Oh, nicely done. One more. I don't know how the hell you're going to get the ball in that hole there.
After you've filmed, you're having a go at this.
You reckon?
See how far you get there. Be good if I do get hole 10, because then I'll be like as good as Charlie Farr, right?
No, he's a robot. You're human, so you'll always be better than Charlie Farr.
Oh, that's where I messed it up. Go on.
No, you fucked it up.
That's it.
Anyway,
Right,
just quickly have a look at these because we've got a lot to film, dude. We've got three other lockups to do.
Yeah, 3 lockups.
So you're into your pins as well?
Yeah, I've got a few pins. I've got a few pins at work and stuff.
So how many pins you got all together then?
I've got 4 in storage and 6 at work.
Wow. That's
So 10,
cool.
11, 12.
This is a work in progress, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been restoring that
Yeah.
for about 5 years now.
Well, okay.
So when I got it, it was missing nearly everything, all the boards.
Yeah.
Playfield was missing loads of stuff. There was a hole in the side that you could put a can of Coke through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone had actually, not like a drill, they
Yeah.
drilled a hole in the side. So it's all new artwork. Everything's been re-chromed. This is actually gold.
Right.
Got all the metal work. So this, all the wire form rails, and here it's actually done in gold.
Wow.
And then everything else is just mirror polished chrome.
I haven't played the game, is it good?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's a good game.
It's a great thing.
It's not my favourite game.
No,
but
it's a good
the
game.
theme carries it more than
Yeah.
And then Transformers.
Yeah.
I bought that brand new in box in
Right.
2012, 2011, 2012.
And that is supposed to be a good game, isn't
Well,
it?
that's before the pinballs were stupid money as well.
Yeah.
You could buy a brand new. This is an LE, so you get pros, premiums, and LEs.
Yeah.
Pros are the cheapest. Premiums have premium features. Then LEs have even more features, and they're limited in number.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll pay like nearly 10 grand for an LE. This
Yeah.
is an LE.
Yeah.
I paid 4 grand for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And now,
15 years ago.
well, no, that was 5 years ago.
Oh, 5 years ago. They've gone for the roof then.
Well, there, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I wouldn't
No.
buy a brand new pinball now.
No. No, it's crazy. All right then, mate. Well, we're all going to go off and
Yeah,
show
I'll
each other.
I'll meet you
your
outside
arcade
and I'll shut
collection.
everything off. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get Tony coming as well, I think.
Yeah,
We'll just
all
wait
right.
for-
Cool.
all right.
I'm just going to edit it all in. So how often do you come here then, Ollie? To check up on your machines?
Well, every time Martin delivers something new. Find the right key.
I get lost in a place like this. It reminds me of
Before, have you?
The Shining.
No. Yes.
There's a light. Just lock up number 1. So first of all, is this the iRobot
Yeah, that's the one you
picture?
helped me with. Oh my good God.
So I reckon this is probably the one I played on back in the day.
I've moved everything around. I've spent about 2 weeks making like these little bits that you can walk through. So,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
so Speed Race CL5, which has gone to quite a few revival shows.
Has it?
Yeah,
What year is that, Ellie?
1978.
78.
There's a Tato balloon bomber.
Let's have a look in here.
There's a Tato
Crazy balloon. Balloon bomber.
There's a Midway Solar Fox. right in the corner,
APB.
is an original 1975 Tato Western gun in like 9 out of 10 condition. That is.
So that is the one that's similar.
That's Western gun.
Oh, Western
Part 2
Gun,
is-
yeah.
Western Gun Part 2 is Sheriff.
Yeah,
That's Western Gun Part 1.
yeah, which is a bit like Boot Hill.
Yeah, gunfight. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a field goal here. Galax. Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters. Saw 2 of those at SFGE. I thought it was a
it's
rare
cool game.
card.
I never played it in the arcade. I think it was it wasn't very common over here. I used to play on Atari ST.
Right.
I love
We've got a
Atari
Galaxian.
ST, which is why I decided
Space
to collect
Chaser.
Atari.
Never heard of that one before. Space Chaser.
Space Chaser, a Tato game, Maze game.
We've got a Rampart. Oh, cool. I remember this one. No control panel though,
Yeah,
dude.
it's next to it. It's next to
Oh,
it.
is it?
It's just
So this is a trackball. Got this on the Super Nintendo.
the
Fantastic game.
Galaxian next to it is the one of the 2 from the Duke of Lancaster. It's fully restored.
Right.
now,
It's a
so-
bit dark in here, guys. We've got a Stun Runner. Another rare cab.
This is a Japanese Sega Zoom 909. If you look at the marquee on the back,
It's very dark. This is coming up on there.
have you got I can fix that. Hold on. Just bear with me.
Wow, it's incredible. We've got a 720 here, just about C. We've got a 720. What's this one here, Al?
Hey,
Oh, it's a punching. What do you call
that's
them?
a Sega 1980 Sega KO punch.
Right.
So that it's like like the old fairground punching games.
Yeah.
This goes on the top and it's
Yeah.
got a punching.
Right.
It's actually got a 14-inch monitor and it's a
Right.
video game.
Why?
It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
That's a Starblade.
Starblade. God, this is an old. What's this
That's
one?
an
here?
old subs. That came off the Duke of Lancaster.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it's
That is
it's
cool.
Irish proto, but it's got the white sides.
Yeah.
There's a
720
Namco pack cap,
in the back.
which
What's
is
the
a
thing on the
novelty
top?
game. That's a Tato test rig,
Right.
so you test your Tato games. Universal Galaxy Wars. Yeah, Space Chaser.
Pit Fighter.
Yeah.
Hey, hang on a minute. That's a Rampart. I was.
Well, no, it is. So, do you
Yeah.
remember when I picked up the Rampart?
Yeah.
When I got it off an op and the op had dropped it.
Right.
So this is a replacement cabinet. My actual real Rampart is in another location, so I just need to swap it all around. I've started doing it.
How rare's the Stun Runner? Is that a rare cab? Because I know this.
think so.
Bruno had one of these, didn't he?
They're really big though. They are. They actually did an upright, but they stopped.
Right.
They only did the uprights as prototypes. So the production cabinets are the sit downs, but I think you'd get more. There'd be more Stun Runners if they'd kept the upright.
Yeah. Too
It's
big a cabinet.
Japanese Sega Zoom 909. The rear marquee is awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah, so it's basically Buck Rogers, which was
Right.
called Zoom 909
Oh,
in
okay. I
Japan.
remember that.
Remember Buck Rogers?
Yeah, that's Buck Rogers then.
Mm. Fantastic, mate. How many cabs you got in here all in all? Must
No,
be
mate,
30,
I don't know what I
20,
don't know.
30?
Yeah, then it's right there. There's a Space Tactics.
Yeah. I played one of those, converted to a missile command
Really?
in Bristol, yeah, in Mad Areas in Bristol.
Space Tactics, dude's awesome. I tried to make a little hole so you could go in and have a look.
So, do most of these work in here, Ollie, or?
The Western Gun, Solar Fox, Speed Race, the iRobot, Crazy Blue. Yeah, about half of them works. Space Duel works, Clax, Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters works, Galaxian works, Rampart works. Space Tactics did work until it decided to melt its power supply. The Buck Rogers works. Stun Runner works, the KO Punch, the subs, the Galaxy Wars.
Yeah.
Is that the subs from?
Yeah.
Wow. There it is.
The 720
The subs doesn't work.
subs doesn't work. No,
No.
the subs was. Most people would have probably have smashed that up, but I believe it's something special. So
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it in a nice, safe location until one day.
It's a funny shaped cabinet. It's got
It's
like a.
2-player,
Right. Okay.
so it's like
Oh, you've
not
got
like
a-
those.
you've got
not
a
like
wheel
those-
on the other
do you remember
side.
that? Do you remember that? Yeah. Do you remember you saw a post on those Atari cabs where they go round. It's a bit like that,
Yeah.
but you've got them facing.
Right.
Yeah, that Tato test station came from Gudler. Martin picked it up. It's beautiful. He picked it from somewhere in Europe, and it's designed for all of the early games, all the early Tato games. It's got 2 joysticks, spinners, the steering wheels, gear shifters,
Oh, thanks, Alex. Bit of light.
Very cool.
and then the thing there in the black wrap
Yeah.
is a Tato Grand Champion. So that's the last speed race game that Tato ever did.
What year's that?
And it would be 1983, 1984.
Wow. That's cool. Sorry, what was that in the back?
That's a Starblade.
Starblade. Is that the same one Harry's got?
Yeah. And the seat for it down in front
Yeah.
of you. And I've had about 5 Starblades, so I've got loads of spares.
What's that for?
That's a
then?
Namco Cosmo swap. One for your notes.
Of course it is.
Cosmo swap.
Yeah, so Namco did 2 light gun games. They
Yeah.
did Shoot Away, which
Yeah.
everyone remembers, the orange cabinet.
Yeah.
And then they did Namco Cosmo Swap, which was a space themed game.
Mm.
And that's the booth that sits at the front of the white screen that would go against the wall.
Right.
And then the guns are over here. Well, I had to take them off because they're monstrous. So the guns are here. That, and it's a light gun game like Shoot Away.
So tell me a little bit about iRock, because this is one of your cabs.
One
your
of
Grail
my
cabs, isn't it?
favourite games.
Stand in front of it, mate, because we picked this up together, didn't we? I
We
actually
did.
showed a video.
Yeah,
of
we
us
did.
Trying to get
It was,
down the stairs.
It was a nightmare getting it out.
It
Wasn't
was. But tell us about the bloke who had it.
I don't know his real name. I just know
Yeah.
him as Highway. He's such a lovely guy. Very knowledgeable guy.
Yeah.
Had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think he wants to sell more of it, but I think he's
Right.
moving house.
He
at the moment.
repaired a lot for operators.
He did.
didn't
He repaired this, didn't he? I
Yeah.
think. But it's got a few sig burns, but it's Irish.
Right.
So if you go and look at the side art,
Yeah.
the side art's actually screened.
Right.
Now the US ones were all Firefox cabs,
Ah, okay.
and iRobot is a sticker that goes over the Firefox art.
Right. So that's screen printed on
Yeah.
there.
So the differences I can see with this one is the cabinet has screen printed art. It's got a slightly different marquee, which is
Yeah.
not uncommon. If you look at Pole Position and other games like that, Irish marquees are normally different. And the control panel stickers, the fire button's yellow on the right hand side, and it's totally different colours. Unfortunately, kids are, probably you Alex, left your cigarette burning on the control panel.
Yeah, because I swear this is probably the one I played in back in the day, because it was very local to where I used to play it.
Yeah, it was,
And
wasn't it?
considering how many of these they made,
750.
and that's including the Irish ones.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. But he said he picked this up, it was in Deef Leisure's scrap pile in 1994. And he was working for an arcade operator. He went in just to pick some stuff up from Deef. And he said that Deef used to have an outside area where they just had 20 or 30 machines that were all going to, if they couldn't sell them at low prices, they all got chucked.
Wow.
And this was sitting 1994.
Wow.
And then he took it, and it had been sitting in his flat since 1994 to the day we picked it up a few months back.
It's incredible, isn't it? Such an unusual game and such an unusual cabinet.
Our first ever 3D game.
Yeah, I mean,
And I believe the face,
Yeah.
like the first major boss.
yeah,
Nintendo put him into Star Fox as a homage to iRobot, didn't
Right.
they?
that is cool. I mean, a lot of kids didn't actually quite get it, and I remember
I never played it back in the
it was in the
arcades.
joke shop in Twickenham, and most kids just walked past it, didn't get it,
Yeah.
but because it was local to me, I had time to spend on it and got to know the game, and really, I found there was quite a lot of depth to
Well,
it.
I bought an iRobot for, this was back in 2001, 2002 off US eBay, fully working, 700 quid. And I'd never played the game, I just played it on main. I'd never played one back in the day, and I thought 700 quid, let's see
Yeah.
where this goes.
Yeah.
And I would play it for an hour and a half every night, and
Yeah.
in the end I was getting like 165,000, 175,
Yeah.
which is a really good score. I could go to the levels where the sharks started coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't know if you've ever
I haven't got that far. No,
I mean,
It's-
and
it gets really hard.
you kind of gets hypnotic where you're just learning the patterns. Yeah, but you know the Irish one's super special for me because I love
Yeah.
Atari Island. The
Yeah.
only other difference is the US ones use disco monitors,
Yeah.
which were notorious for failing, a bit like
Right.
the original Amplifone issues. This is obviously a Raster monitor, not Vector, but they use a G07 in the Irish ones.
Right. Well, you could swap them over on the American ones, could you?
Yeah, you can swap
Yeah,
them there, yeah.
yeah. It's fantastic, mate.
Yeah, but it's really cool. It's nice that it's got a story behind it from
Yeah.
Defleisure, and it was going
Yeah.
to get scrapped, and then
Yeah.
he decided, oh, I'm going to save that.
Yeah. And that's working, is it?
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
We can come
Fantastic.
back maybe later and plug a few in.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, thanks for showing us all that, mate. We're off to where we're off to now, then.
That's a surprise. You'll find out in a minute.
All right, cool. It's Tony.
Hello.
Missile Command World Champion.
Yeah, that's he is. Game Room Tour number 1.
Right, ready?
Yeah, we're
Right,
ready,
so
mate.
this is the next location.
Cue the Zelda music. Da-da-da-da.
There you go. I'll let you guys go in.
Right. Well, you come in there with us, mate,
I
because
will,
you can.
I will,
Right.
but I'm quite
First
big.
thing that comes out of me is GB,
That's a Sega GB.
which
yeah.
you recently picked up, didn't you? Was it last
year, yeah. Came from France.
Oh, it came from France. So this is the Sega cabinet which houses Sheriff.
Yep, so Sheriff. There's Sheriff.
Oh my god. Oh my god,
There
this is the
is-
first time I've seen it.
That is the Sega.
Oh my god. Here it is. This is as rare as my trim line.
Ooh.
This is the only known Sega Sheriff upright in the world.
Which I've now got a cooker knob for, coming from Australia. Thanks.
Oh,
to
you have? Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'll put
did
you
the
onto
deal
that
for that.
guy. Excellent. That is fantastic, mate. Look at that. You've got all the Japanese instruction
it's pretty
decals on
amazing.
there. Okay, you're missing that, but you're picking that
It's
up.
that's no that. There's the
Sorry,
cooker
yeah,
knob.
you just need a ball on
Yeah,
that,
it's just a
don't you?
ball. That's the
Yeah.
stand. I can sort that out. That's not a problem.
That is unbelievable. Look at this, guys. This is one of a kind Sega Sheriff.
So it's
Upright.
it's got the Space Fever harness.
Right.
It's missing the board. Luke lost the board.
So this if it's
But
on
he has found the board and he's posting it to me. He hasn't posted
So
it
that
yet.
must be a hack on a Space Fever board.
Yeah,
It's
so I'm
obviously
pretty
got
sure.
different
I'm pretty
controls.
sure if you take this laminate off, it's got the Nintendo. Do you remember that really amazing Nintendo Space Fever upright from that picture in Japan we found?
Yeah, the one that
That is-
Andy found.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that one Andy Wellburn found.
Yeah.
So
That's what this probably was.
yeah,
Oh, right.
before it turned into a Sheriff.
Right, okay. So you reckon it's got the Space Fever artwork underneath that laminate?
Possibly, yeah. It's got the Space
incredible.
Fever harness.
Absolutely incredible. Can we have a look in the back? Or have you got
Yeah,
keys?
it's open.
It's open. Let's have a
yeah.
look in the back, guys. 'cause
So you'll
it's-
see the stuff that's missing, and you'll be able to say whether it's
Right, so it's got the soundboard, but it's not a TWG. Oh, it's a TSF soundboard. So that's a Space Fever soundboard.
so it then and it also the main board's a Space Fever, and it's been
Right.
modified.
That's incredible. Absolutely unbelievable, mate.
It's the power section at the bottom, similar to your trim line.
No, but I have got a spare power block if you want it, if
What
you
like
need
that?
it. I've got
Apparently,
TWG.
apparently this all works.
Right.
So we'll find out when.
And of course, this has got, I don't know if we can see from the inside, this has got the back drop for the backlight, hasn't it? All the artwork.
Yeah,
That's,
it's got all the artwork in
you
it.
can hardly see there because of the reflection, but
Yeah, you can see it when
just
you
about to
touch.
see it. That is incredible, mate. Wow, I wasn't expecting to see that.
So the,
So where did you find, oh, that was Luke
that
Wells's.
was Luke. So then it matches the Japanese Carnival and the GB.
Carnival,
And then this is a 1977 Sega Bomber.
Sega Bomber. Where did you find this one?
Andre went
Oh,
on
you
a
said.
raid in Belgium,
Yeah.
and this was one of the things that they left. Actually, they
Mm-hmm.
took a load of good stuff, but they weren't interested. And I was like, "Oh my god, can you go back and get it for me?" And he did.
Yeah.
He went back, and then he delivered it. So I got over and delivered it to me as well.
It's like an
And we actually took this to the South Coast Slam
yeah.
2013, and we had it on play.
Wow. Show us how you play it then, mate.
So I'd need to coin it up. I need to
Oh, okay.
find the keys. But basically, it's on a timer.
Yeah.
So you don't die, it's all timer based
Shoot as
play.
many as you
So it's
can
kind
in
of
the time.
before the logic of
Yeah.
could they die or not. So quite a lot of Missile X, everything's timer based.
Oh, okay.
So and you just go along and you're a big bomber and you've just got to take everything out.
That's awesome, isn't it? It's like an old Atari
Oh
2600 gun.
yeah, I know. It's
It's
got
so cool.
analog sounds. And obviously bulbs that light up what you hit.
Yeah,
If you scored 20, 40 or 80 points.
that's fantastic, mate. What a collection.
But I mean, you'll see at the next place we go to, I've got a lot of, you know, Atari, Star Wars, Asteroids. But I like to collect the oddball stuff now.
Yeah. So this
And there's a lot of stuff here that other people, if I'm honest, other people would ignore and throw away.
I'm not
but
interested in.
but you know, other people probably wouldn't remember Bomber. I don't remember it, but I feel like I've got to
You've got to save it.
save it.
preserve
Yeah. So this is why I have this unit, and this is why some of these games, because other people won't do that, and I kind of moved on from just making sure I've got Asteroids and Missile Command and Star Wars.
These are the more obscure end of the market.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's all down to space as well, dude. If you don't have a lot of space, then
Oh, yeah,
you
well,
want games that you're going to play.
Well, you see my game room.
Yeah,
I've got three pins in the
Yeah.
house and 4 vids.
yeah. I mean, I tried to save the Battle Sharks, Nintendo Battle
Yeah.
Sharks, which I did, but
But you found them to go somewhere
To a
else
new
for someone
home.
to save,
yeah,
which is important,
yeah.
you know.
You got some really cool, and the Lupin 3
Yeah.
that
Which
Tony's writing on.
unfortunately the power,
That's all right.
the power supply melted on that.
Oh,
thing.
really? This
Yeah.
was from the Peter Davis collection,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Andrew Wellburn's fixing the
Is
PCB
he?
for me. But I need to.
That's
get
one of
some
a kind
spare
as
in.
well, isn't it?
That's pretty much the only one. Yeah.
So wander down there and tell us what else you got then.
Right, so this is Missile Command cockpit.
Missile Command cockpit. This is one for you, Tony.
Needs a Tony sitting in it though.
Yeah,
doesn't
sitting there, Tony. Let's get the world champion Missile Command plate tester.
it? So what we used to, oh yeah, the ball is
Wow,
the
it's
same
quite
size.
tight, isn't it?
It is. It's an interesting cab. It's only one player only, so you can't do 2-player game because obviously people have to clamber in and out. And there's a subwoofer under the seat, so it really gets you in the guts.
Very immersive.
And
25-inch.
the monitor is 25 inches. Sits behind your head.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, it does.
It sits behind your head and it projects down and you view it
Two-way
through.
yeah,
it's like
through
a mirror.
Mirror, yeah.
And you view it through. So the graphics are sort of hovering as opposed to sort of being static in front of you. My only criticism of the game is this control panel where it loops up there. So if you're doing a sort of quick upward movement, I find my fingers sort of
Yeah,
hit,
you're right.
hit
You're
there.
right. I
But
didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Where
But-
on the upright, it's different, isn't it? You don't
Yeah.
have that kind of reverse quantum-esque kind of control panel.
yeah, but it's got this lovely like 80s
Yeah, control
graphic
panel. Look
artwork
at that.
here. Look at that.
It's cool, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is cool.
But you really feel you're in command there, don't you?
Yeah.
So the interesting thing on that panel, did you see Andrew Wellburn? No, on the Missile Command boards, there's a massive section of it that isn't populated,
Yes. Yeah.
and he worked out that it's for relays,
Yeah.
and it was from the prototype upright
That's right.
that had. I reckon that you would probably have that kind of similar light show down there if it was something they decided to follow through on.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. Good, very good point.
Yeah.
So did you plough this back in the day when you were a kid, Tony? The cockpit?
No, I never saw one of these in the UK.
No.
I played a Sega. It was a Space Tactics cockpit, and it was converted to a Missile Command. I played one of those in Bristol, but it had a small trackball. But I never played one of these. But I played one of these in the US a couple of times.
Yeah. It's fantastic, isn't
And it's
it?
got the world champion as well.
Yeah,
It's
the world
marvellous, isn't it?
champion.
I never want to know.
I pulled it out especially so you could see.
How many
it.
of these did they make then? Do you know?
I don't know, 150 or something.
They
in
reckon
their
it's
room,
about
maybe?
100,
This is
120.
it's more than 100 because I think this is number 103 or 4 or something.
Right.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. So
But
then
it's a classic example of 80s excess because
Yeah.
when this was finished with, what was the op going to do with it? It's very kind of
Huge.
difficult cab to convert.
Yeah.
That's why there's so few of them around. They
Yeah.
just smashed up and burnt and got rid of. 'Cause the
and they
size
are
of it-
beautiful though.
Aren't they?
And obviously
Yeah.
it's missing the perspex.
It was a short window for these type of cabs, wasn't it? The golden era.
Yeah.
You
what
know,
he
what would you
does
say?
as well.
5 years, and then things moved on so quickly, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And then you've got a Euro food fighter. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So this is I've actually been working on this. So it's
Mm-hmm.
my little. Obviously, I've got kids at the moment, so I don't really do as much as I used to. But this is I've been just working on this.
Is that a generic cab? What
That is-
other games will
that's
come in?
yeah. So Irish food fight, and you got food fight. Obviously, you got Millipede in
Yeah.
that cabinet. Time Pilot was in that
Oh,
cabinet.
okay.
Popeye
Yeah.
is that cabinet. And if you look at
Gyrus?
Gyrus is a Centuri
Oh,
cabinet.
right.
It's the same. It's the same shape, but it's
Yeah.
actually a lot bigger.
A lot bigger, yeah.
But if you go through an Atari Liberator manual, there's a picture and a reference of a Liberator for the Irish market, European market,
Right.
being in that. But they never produced it. But there is proof. There's an Atari document. I actually own the document that says that they actually made one Liberator in that cabinet in Atari Island in Tipperary. But obviously, I don't believe that
Yeah.
can still exist. If it does, it would be amazing if
Yeah.
that ever got found.
Behind there, you've got another rare cab, a dual screen.
Free screen.
Sorry, free screen.
That's a triple
Buggy
screen,
Boy. Now I
yeah.
remember the game Buggy Boy. They had it in my
I
local.
loved Buggy Boy.
They never had
Did
a
you
free
love Buggy
screen.
Boy? Tiny?
Absolutely.
One of
This
my
is a really
favourite
rare
games.
cab. I like the way it's got UK VAT.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
I did a deal with a really good guy called Alessandro
Yeah.
in Italy, and we did a trade.
Wow. It's got. I love the way it's got the map down there. All the course maps.
Yeah, I love my Buggy Boy. They had a free screen Buggy Boy, exactly the same cab as this, but with the seat attachment
Right.
in my local arcade all the way up until 1999, 2000. And I was at university, and I would come back and I'd play it, and I'd go, Alfie, are you going to sell me that? And he'd go, no, we want to keep it, we want to keep it. And then I come back at the end of my second year, it'd
Yeah.
gone.
Wow.
Oh, we scrapped it.
No.
We scrapped it, and I'd been
Oh.
trying to buy it for 2 or 3 years, and it was just, he even had my number in the change booth and just scrapped it.
What a shame. I've noticed you've got a load of console games up there. Look,
Oh, yeah.
the old console collectors.
Yeah,
Got a load of N64 games in there. Zelda.
that's all my SNES and
Is that the
NES.
Zelda I sold you?
Well, that one is, yeah.
Yeah. You've got Castlevania in there. Twinbee. Cool. Nice to see.
I was a big SNES and Nintendo 64 head before I moved to the PlayStation.
Yeah.
PS1 was amazing. So this is my row of Taito.
Yeah, well, these are rare, aren't they, mate? Missile X,
Missile X, Lupin 3, Space Chaser.
which is the second one we've seen today, is it?
Yeah. One of them's for sale if anyone's interested.
Might be.
1977 Taito Speed Race Deluxe,
Wow.
which is absolutely beautiful. Watch
A
out.
few pins here on this side.
Yeah, Roadshow Twilight Zone.
What have we got here? What's this one here?
That's a clay shoot game called
Clay
Clay
shoot
Champ.
game. EN.
So it's like a light gun game.
Yeah.
So it's made by Namco,
Yeah.
but it was sub licensed to Allied
Right.
for European. And I used to actually play this with my dad in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
They had 2 of them.
Wow.
And I remember. Then we've got Crossfire,
Crossfire.
Taito Crossfire.
That's a rare one as well,
Yeah,
isn't it?
crazy rare. It's also known as Bazooka
Right.
in some markets like the US.
US, okay. So, what is it? Just like a pop-up and shoot game, is it?
Yeah, guys going across, you've got to shoot them. It's got all 3D backdrop, kind of like Space Invaders.
Wow. Like a half mirror
Yeah,
effect.
yeah, nearly all the Taito games
Right.
with black and white. They
There's some
Taito.
gun on there, isn't it? I
I
mean,
know.
jeez.
But this was found. This was found
Like a
in.
proper bazooka they're going on.
Someone alerted me to this. This was on the Swedish equivalent of Gumtree,
Right.
and it was in someone's garage, and they wanted 100 quid for it. So my friend Bitestorm,
Yeah.
he's on UK VAT as his username. He went and got it for me.
Wow. Does it work?
No, it's broke.
Yeah. Another field goal.
Yeah, this is fully working. This one. This is my keeper.
Super Zaxxon.
Yeah, this is home use only.
Yeah, I remember you had this in
in
your
my house, which
didn't
has
you?
been swapped out with my
So
gallery.
tell us a little bit about this one then, mate. Home use. What does that
So,
mean?
home use only. This was won by the people I got it off in a competition. Do you remember? There's a US cereal called Lucky Charms,
Yeah.
and they were doing a promotion with Sega Gremlin, and if you got opened up your Lucky Charms and there was a winning ticket, you had the choice of a Super Zaxxon, a Pengo, or a Sega Star Trek.
Right.
They chose Super Zaxxon, so it's never been an arcade. I mean,
Love
you can
the
see
side
by
art
the
as well,
quality
so-
of the cab.
Yeah.
And I've got all of the paperwork. I've even got the paperwork from Sega saying congratulations, and it's also got a hardware mod that Sega did at the factory to make it free play.
That is incredible. You've got a very rare Namco Puckman, is that
Yeah,
right?
that's a Namco Puckman that was found in Scotland.
God, it's got some graffiti
Yeah,
on there. look.
it needs restoring, and I've taken the marquees just up there wrapped up. So,
Wow.
but that is if I move that, it is.
Is this the one you got off the old gypsies?
Yeah, it came from Scotland, and the guy it came from Gypsies
Yeah.
or Travellers, but it's an original Namco Puckman. There's There's only two in
No.
Japan and a third one at Namco headquarters. This is a Namco Rally X.
Yeah. Beautiful. No side art on that one.
No, but this is another one with side
No
up.
side art. We've got a Lunar Rescue here.
Yeah.
Love that game.
This is great game. Totally awesome game.
Yeah, you got this in your house as well, haven't you?
Yeah, on the
Yeah,
on the Space
on the
Invaders
multiple.
game. Crazy Balloon.
Gunman.
This is
Right,
this
so
is
start
the
this one then, mate.
Gunman. This is the Tato did Western Gun, which you saw.
Yeah.
Western Gun Part 2, which is the Sheriff license. And then they did Gunman. So Western Gun is actually Gunfight
Right.
for any US watchers. Gunman is Boot Hill.
Right. Okay.
So this is absolutely beautiful game, and the side art is beautiful,
That is
on it.
incredible.
And that's fully
Side art
working.
on that. Another rare find. I just love the sticks on here. Like,
I just love all of this.
all the Japanese
I know,
decals.
it's
Yeah.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is
isn't
beautiful, isn't it? And to think that something like this, someone's actually, people that didn't necessarily care about games, but they've kept stuff like this in their
Yeah.
garages or their lockups or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we have the opportunity to save these games.
Yeah.
So it's another Rally X, Namco, Japanese, and a Japanese Namco tank battalion. So you can see,
Wow. Is that like Battle City?
so it's
Is
the
that
maze
similar?
game with tanks,
Yeah,
a bit like
yeah,
the
it
tank
is,
level
yeah.
from
Yeah, I
Tron.
recognise the artwork
Yeah,
on
yeah.
some of the
Yes, you probably will be aware of that.
on the
some-
Namco Famicom games.
Yep.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
That's awesome. That is so cool, dude. Look at that.
Then we
Beautiful,
start,
beautiful
then we
cabinets.
start to get into my love of
Egret 3.
Egro 3 control panels there.
Yeah. Oh
Which
my
is-
god, I remember you picked this up. Was this from the casino in London?
No, I got this from Japan.
Wow, so this is a Darius Burst
DX
EX 4-player
with
with the subwoofer under
with
here.
the subwoofer, and it's got the marquee section that will come out and then go over the back of the seats, and there's the marquee there. What we'll do is we'll pull it out up later and we'll do a bit of filming with it on.
That would be awesome.
We'll all play it. And then I've got a Japanese Outrun 2 SP.
Yeah.
I've got a Jap Initial D2, which I'm kind of sorting out. Initial D5.
Well, Ollie had one of these, didn't
Yeah, ID3 I think.
he? Yeah.
But this is Limburg hardware.
Right.
Anyone that remembers Panic Park in the late 90s? Did you ever play Panic Park in the
No.
arcades where you had to fight each other?
No, I don't remember.
You don't
that.
remember this? This is
So how
one
does
of the
this
most.
work?
This is one of the most. So you're either red team or blue,
Yeah.
and you basically have to collect coins on these levels.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Crash Bandicoot, but on the
Okay.
levels where you're going forwards. And then you have to like push each other. So if there's coins, and I need to go left, I can push you out the way because.
How bizarre.
So it's totally the most amazing game ever.
Never seen it, but that is awesome. Look at that Darius Burst.
The Darius Burst is just gorgeous.
I played it. They had it at the Gooch Street in London.
Yeah,
didn't
they did
So
actually.
immersive. Yeah, fantastic, man.
Yeah, it's
Incredible.
It is pretty crazy, isn't it really?
Yeah.
But when I knew they were making, because I had Darius, I had an original Darius,
Yeah.
and I back when I was living with my parents, I was like 20, and I had an original Darius, and I sold it on eBay. I put it on eBay, and it went for 200 quid, fully working original Darius. And you're talking like the PCB's like $1,000, 1,200
Yeah.
quid now. I also had a Sagaya, which was a Darius 2, which I sold to a good friend called James Greenhow for 350, 400 quid. That's how much the stuff's worth back then. And again,
Yeah.
that's a board that's worth thousands now. So I promised myself that I'd buy myself a Darius Burst EX, safe in the knowledge that nowhere
never
in
sell
the
it again.
Well,
Yeah.
also that I didn't have to worry about trying to get one because you couldn't really get them, and I wasn't going to go and ship them from Japan. Then my friend Rav, he found 2 Half-Life cabs in France that had been shipped from Japan, and he went, "Oh, they've got a Darius Burst EX. You told me you were going to buy one if you ever had the opportunity." So I got roped into having to buy this.
But you had to sell some stuff to get this, didn't you?
I had to, yeah.
Because this is an expensive
But
cab.
it's a keeper.
Yeah.
When I can finally build my arcade, it would be awesome to have this, just
Yeah.
like what Bruno's done.
Yeah.
Put it in, bolt it down, it never
On,
move, never
yeah.
move, never again.
Well, we'll get on to what your plans are for the future
Yeah.
a bit later in the video, but that is awesome. Thanks for showing us that.
No worries.
Really cool. Some really rare cabs in here. Wow.
It's terrifying because you think it's broke.
Yeah.
First time I did it, I was freaking out. So it's got all this pop card stuff. So all of this stuff folds forwards and comes to
Yeah.
here, and then this bolts there.
On the back holds it all together.
Holds it all together
Yeah.
with all the instructions.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's all in Japanese as well.
Yeah.
It's even cooler, isn't it?
It is cool. Then you've got these pop cards. So once all the top's up, because Japanese love their poppers,
Oh man,
then that sits on top like that.
look at that, guys. That's sweet.
It is, isn't it? Good sweet.
Go on, you have a go then, and I'll video and then I'll have
We'll
a
get
go.
Tony. World record guy's got to be good at most. He's got to have a natural
Come on,
kind
Tom.
of flair for playing games, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Someone call my name.
Yeah, your skills are needed. So they had one of these, an old style of this game at the barn, didn't they? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think that was my one. I'm not.
Was it?
Choose your
Choose your weapon.
Tony. No trackball on this though.
Huge that big seat and a huge sideboard.
Where am I, number 3?
You can be number 3. I'll be. I don't know what that says.
It's all in Japanese.
Shall we go to easy?
Yeah, yes.
Now we know what dip switches Tony has on his missile command.
Is this your first ever Darius experience?
I've played a Darius
God, it's so cool, isn't it?
Darius Burst, which was a twin screen one in Western.
Oh, okay.
Is it with Burst? I've played Darius before, and I played this on the PS4.
So you've just bought this.
I just bought this a couple of days ago. I love the soundtrack. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tato have got their own band called Zontata. Well, I don't know if I pronounced Vic will probably tell me off if I've done that wrong. But they've got their own in-house band, does all of their music.
It's all kicked off.
Right, so we've got an end level boss now.
What you got?
It looks amazing.
I'll say this one's out.
You've got aim for the head, haven't you? That looked pretty easy.
And then what you can do is go through your zones.
Yeah.
When it's on offline mode,
Yeah.
you only get 20 odd levels. Online mode, when it plugs into the Tato Nessus network, you get like 2,000 levels.
Wow.
And the high score table shows you all of the Darius Burst games all linked up. So you could be playing against a team of
You've got a
4.
lot for your money, haven't you?
That's the headphone socket as well. It's
Yeah.
cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's
Well, thanks for showing us that, mate.
Right. Right. So this is
Do it.
my original game room, which is the more.
This is where you used to live, basically. This is the
Yeah,
house you grew up in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, here we go. Berserk. Oh, classic. So, mate, I used to own one of these actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I love the stick on it. It's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Nice big joystick.
Beautiful game.
So, this is a Cinematronics Cosmic Chasm.
Right.
This was the first ever game to use this cabinet, and then Dragon's Lair and Space Ace came out.
Okay, it's the same
This is
cabinet.
a Vector game.
Right.
Uses one of the infamous Geo Vector monitors. Dedicated.
Major Havoc.
Yeah, dedicated Major Havoc. This is number 25, all serials match.
Wow, how many of these do they make?
300.
300. It's even rarer than iRobot then. That's crazy, dude.
I can't.
And up here
can't.
you've got more games.
My mind's blown.
Really? You won't?
All PCBs up
That's all.
here.
Yeah, it's all stuff.
All stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's my. That was my car boot find recently. Original Return of the Jedi. Wicket.
Sandwich
Do
box.
you remember those sandwich boxes? They're
do,
worth a bit
yeah.
of money now, aren't
Yeah.
they? So I thought I better get. I paid £1 for that.
Yeah. Looks great up there, by the
does,
way.
I'll just put it up. Right. So
Mate, look,
this.
you can just see down here, guys. Look. This was actually your arcade.
This
This
was
was
also
like
an
we used to have
arcade, yeah.
meats in here, didn't
Yeah, I
we?
did.
Before it
yeah,
got too
yeah,
much.
Yeah, before I became a hoarder. So
Yeah.
what game do you reckon this is, Tony? What board?
Sorry.
It's an Atari game. What do you
That
reckon?
looks like the back of a centipede to me.
No.
It's got that angled.
Just there's the.
Oh, okay.
So there's a really good story on this.
I think I know what this might be.
There's
Is,
a
is this the arcade classics?
Missile Command 2.
Yeah.
So this was on location. It was on test at arcade in Luton. Atari collapsed for the second time and started pulling all of their resources back. This got sent to Luton Airport, packaged to go back to Atari Island to be destroyed, and then Atari shut down the Irish office, and it was left at Luton Airport for nearly 6 years, waiting
To go home
to go
somewhere.
home.
Wow. So how did it end up?
Another collector, Andrew Wellburn, heard that there was a game in Luton and knew someone that worked in the storage area there, and then they bought it from the place. So it was saved. It was supposed to go back to be destroyed.
Let's have a look at it.
No.
Let's go to get round this side.
So it's a
Oh,
combo
wow.
game.
That's
It's got
incredible.
Super Centipede and Missile Command 2. So look,
That is unbelievable.
you can see it's
That
Not-
is cool.
Not
That-
to be mistaken for Missile Command 2.
which was
No.
the early
Which-
one.
yeah, which
but
was-
this is called Missile
Yeah, it's
Command 2 as well.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like updated graphics, isn't it?
Yeah, but Super Centipede was finished. Missile Command 2 wasn't, and you get to a boss level, and the boss can't be killed. And one time I actually managed to do it, and I'm like, why can't I kill this guy? And then I found out it's because they never finished the code,
Wow.
and they put it out on test like that as well.
It's incredible. You've got environmental Disatron.
Yeah, it's
is that in the
environment.
background? We can't get to that at all.
No, that's because the
Return of the Jedi. Another Major Havoc.
no, this isn't.
Oh, sorry.
Firefox.
Oh, Firefox, sorry, yeah. We got. Oh, mate. Honestly, I don't know where to look. Tempest.
Yeah, that's an Irish Tempest.
An Irish Tempest.
I won. There was an auction on German eBay. This was back before Euros. This was Deutschmarks, and there was a absolutely beautiful Galaxian, and I won it for 16 quid on German eBay. And I got talking to the guy because he talked English, and he went, "Oh yeah, I'm shutting my dad's calf down." and he went, I've actually got some more games in the CAF, do you want them? And I'd won this Galaxian for 16 quid. And then he went, I've got a Tempest, a Centipede, and an Astro Blaster. And he went, do you want them? I'll ship all 4. And I went, yeah. And I paid 75 quid for all 3. So this cost me 24 quid, this Tempest.
That's unbelievable.
But that's back in like 1999. 90.
Yeah, when no one was really into the hobby.
No, and it's in such good nick, I couldn't believe it.
So you just tell our viewers, how long have you actually been collecting now?
Since
then?
1997, 98.
Yeah.
So.
What was your first cab you actually acquired?
So I bought 2 Jammer cabs, Leisure 2000 Jammer cabs. Then I went back to the same place and I picked up a Super Sprint, a Defender that had been painted black and was converted to the Shinobi,
Yeah.
an Operation Wolf, big, massive Electrocoin one, Outrun, and that Outrun that turned up on UK VAC. The guys think looking to sell it.
Yeah.
And what else did I get? I got a Night Stalker, a Bally Senti Night Stalker, which I ended up wheeling down with my mate all the way to the local tip because it was in such bad condition.
Right. No good, you had to scrap it.
Yeah, no good, we had to scrap it. Yeah.
That's mad. So we've got a lovely millipede here.
This is a US millipede.
US millipede. Fantastic artwork on these cabinets.
This is
Crystal Castles.
Crystal Castles. Got a Zookeeper.
A lovely Zookeeper. There's not many of these in the UK, is there?
No, this is a really nice one as well.
Not selling that one.
You want to buy some games?
I do. Well, you know, you come round here and it's like so many things now.
Oh no, Space Invaders down there.
More balls on top.
Yeah.
Is that Irish? Made you have it?
No, that's a US
That's
one.
US.
Yeah, they only made US
I
ones.
was going to say, is there an Irish?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, there would have been kits though for like Space Duel and stuff.
Yeah.
So, moving on. This is a prototype.
Prototype Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and
So tell us
Dagger.
the
So
story behind this one.
Atari made it as Agent X.
Yeah.
They only made 20 of these and only 5 still exist. So it was made, it was originally called Agent X. In fact, before Agent X it had the code name Mad Bomber.
Right.
After Mad Bomber it was Agent X, and then there was a film that came out called Cloak and Dagger, and Atari tied in with the film and turned the Agent X game into Cloak and Dagger. So this is actually a prototype game. It's still tagged as Agent X. It's not a production machine. They never actually made this game in production. It just turned into a conversion kit for Robotron, Stargate and Defender cabinets. And there's only 5 of these that exist.
Wow.
And that's in a Crystal Castles cab.
Yeah. And it's got full Agent X Cloak and Dagger side art. It's a beautiful game.
20 made, 5 exist.
I
Yeah.
played it with John at SFGE. It's quite a complex little game to get into, really, I thought.
Yeah, no, it's really
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah.
cool. So this is an Irish, because I'm a massive Atari Island fan. This is an Irish Kangaroo. This came, me and Rav drove to Germany and we picked up 6 games, and this was one of the games we picked up.
I thought Vic had this, actually.
Yeah, he did. He did have one. I think he converted it back.
Yeah.
This is a Irish Gravatar. So this was in the films. Is it Live and Let Die, or Never Say Never Again?
Wow.
This is the only one that exists.
Really?
Yeah. So in the James Bond film, there's a casino scene
Yeah.
with loads of these. There's about 10 of these, a couple of Dig Dugs, and some centipedes.
Right.
This is the only complete one known to still exist, and it's working.
Did you see the bezel on eBay not so long ago?
Yeah. I tried to get it. He wouldn't take any less money.
Right.
Offered him like
Yeah, that is quite a lot.
it was 500 odd quid.
500 quid.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I offered him 100, and I said, look, that's asking a lot.
Well, it's funny because those sheriff bezels came up and
He dropped
he
that
was coming
sheriff
out
bezel this
5
morning was $500.
yeah, well, I've got it now. For
You got it?
For 200.
Dude, awesome!
I know.
Its colours on it were great.
I know.
This is Atari's internal Major Havoc prototype. This is Atari Engineering prototype number 3. This is a handmade machine. It's handmade board.
Handmade. How do you know all this,
So,
dude? I mean,
because I just do.
yeah.
So it's got even the Look, stamp 25. This is, it went out on test. It's got a prototype controller.
Panel, yeah.
The board set is hand soldered and hand wired,
Right.
and it's got a prototype Amplifone vector monitor in it.
Number 3.
Yeah.
And that is different as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is my forum name is Alpha One.
Yeah.
Underneath here it says Alpha One because
Right.
before Major Havoc became Major Havoc, it was called Alpha One, and that's where
That is cool.
when I got this, I became Alpha One. So there's a good old story about this. This turned up on US eBay 15 years ago, maybe longer. I didn't have the money,
Yeah.
and someone else bought it because I had a few Defenders. I had about 7 Defenders that I'd picked up, and all the guy wanted was Defenders because he would do them up and sell them.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, well, I really want this, so he went and bought this, and then shipped it to me for me to send off, then to say, look, sell me some Defenders.
Yeah. So how many Defenders did you?
I think I
you
did
get?
3 or 4 Defenders
Three,
for this.
maybe
Maybe 5.
3 Defenders.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is
Oh yes, one of a kind.
This is one of a kind. It's just
Yeah.
pure white sides. There's
Yeah.
no artwork on it.
Lovely Black Widow. Great game.
Yeah, lovely Black Widow. Great game.
More boards up there. Boxes. You got a Quantum.
Yeah,
Another
Atari.
extremely rare game.
Yeah, Atari Quantum.
I want that one as well. I put it on my shopping list. This afternoon.
Because it's got a trackball. Is that why you want it?
Yeah, yeah.
Have a trackball game.
Yeah, so the Quantum came from one of Archer's finds. He found 2 Quantums.
What, over here?
No, in the US.
So you wouldn't have had that over here, wouldn't
And
you?
he said, he messaged me and said, look, I can get both.
It's
do
just
you
it's
want-
trying to
do
move
you
a
want-
Star Wars cockpit here at the
I'm just doing
moment.
it so I can get to these.
I mean, this just seems like a piece of common.
It's beautiful though, isn't it? Yeah, so this,
yeah.
this was my 4th game. I've had this cockpit since 1998.
Right.
I got it straight out of an arcade up in Pagham, and as soon as they bought it brand new, the guy could remember the day. The son of the owner remembered the day it got delivered, and he unpacked it. I took it off, and it's only ever been in this house
Wow.
since.
Is it working?
It is, but I took out the Amplifone board, and the Amplifone board's there somewhere.
Mm.
But yeah, it does work, and it's in absolutely awesome nick. But yeah, that was what I was 18 when I got this,
Wow.
and I wasn't old. That you couldn't hire a van back then because you had to be 22 or 23. I had to get my mum.
Your mum to pick it up.
Yeah, I went with my
God.
mum. So this
And then
is
you got another Star Wars.
yeah, this
upright.
is home use only Atari Star Wars upright.
Wow.
I think this was one in a. There was a couple that were in some Kellogg's competitions. I traded this. Long old story. I had a Dragon's Lair cabinet, and it was jammered, and it had a Data East game called Soro or Sauron. Soro, I think. It's like a shoot. It's a terrible game. It hadn't been hacked. The cabinet was still had the 3D kind of marquee area, but the cabinet was a bit banged up. And this guy posted on the old mailing list, I really want a Dragon's Lair cabinet, any condition. And I was like, look, well, I've got this one. It's converted, and this was when Daphne and stuff was really big, and when Dragon's Lair was huge, and people were deconverting all the There was this massive thing. And he said, well, I haven't got a lot of money. And I said, well, I've got this one. And I didn't really want a lot for it. And he said, I haven't got money to pay, but I'll swap it for my Star Wars.
Wow.
And I was like, all right. And then he sent me pictures of this,
Yeah.
and it's mint. It's absolutely
unbelievable.
in amazing shape.
Yeah.
And I was like, you want to swap this Star Wars for my Jammer? It was basically
Yeah,
Jammer Dragon's Lair. And
crazy.
I said, it's got no board. You need to, the panel was there. It had an extra button. Needed a marquee. The wiring was, partially converted to Jammer. And he was like, yeah. And he said,
Sure,
I
you
live.
would have got the more money for selling that.
Yeah,
and
then that's what I thought,
buying
and I
it
was
off
like, are you sure? I had to ask him 3 or 4 times, and I thought I didn't know if it was a wind up.
him.
And then he came back and said, I live in Scotland, and I was like, right, you're really winding me up now. You're out, this is someone. I was like, who's winding me up?
Yeah.
He said, I live in Scotland. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. Wow.
And I thought I'd never hear from him again. And then 8:30 in the morning, there was a knock at the door. He had driven all night with this in the back of his car. And I'm like, you're kidding me. And he pulled it out, and I'm like, you're kidding me. And he saw
Like
the
his
Dragon
arrow.
Slayer. I think I gave it. I felt, I was like, this isn't right, man. He was like, he was like, no, this is what I want.
Right.
I'm amazing. I've got all these bits. I'm going to restore it.
Yeah.
And off he went.
Well, good luck to him.
Well, it's, you know, one
Got what he wanted.
man's
Yeah, I
treasure
know.
is
I
another
know. And I
man's-
was
Yeah.
like,
Star Wars wasn't for him. It was
I
Yeah.
was like, I was.
Well, how many years ago was this?
1999, 2000.
Yes, I mean, the hobby's still waiting to get off, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
You know, people still don't really know the value of a lot of this stuff around about that time. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
know.
I wasn't in the hobby around that time.
No.
You would know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how much would these go for back then in 2000 even?
900 quid.
900 quid. And they've, what, tripled that now?
Yeah, I don't really know. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a thread not so long ago. How much is an upright worth? Some people are saying I wouldn't even sell one for 2.5, and you
Yeah.
can kind of understand that sentiment, but you can also understand I wouldn't want to pay 2.5.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, there's more collectors now wanting the games than
Yeah.
there was. So that's the demand, isn't it? Where there wasn't
So,
before. All
Pulled
these
this
people
out
wanting
as
them.
well.
What's this?
This is an Atari cat box.
And?
Don't you know what a cat box is? So this is an engineer's troubleshooting, computer-assisted troubleshooter cat.
So if you
So
turned
Atari-
up this at operators.
You were pop. No, this
were a very
this
important man.
came from Atari Island. This is one of the
Okay.
Atari Island ones.
Wow. Test kit.
Yeah, so you could go and be a field. It was what an Atari field engineer or one of the
So
highly
they-
polished third-party guys would have.
They employed proper people to go round to the arcades from Atari to fix their own games.
Yeah, and they also trained people, and they would sell these to some of their. I don't think you could be an end engineer. It was distributor. They would go to their distributors as well.
That is cool.
That is a nice piece of history, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was one that was from Atari Island.
Does it still work?
Yeah, it still works. Yeah. It's 110. You've got to be very careful. They're all 110 volt.
Can you hold, I get a proper shot of that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Solid bollocks.
So that's my Dragon Slayer. That was German eBay,
Where's that?
right there.
Oh, yeah.
That was 90 quid. I won that for in like that was the late 90s, 1999.
We can't get to any of these games right over the back here, but is there anything I'm missing?
There's a Fast Freddy,
Fast Freddy, oh yeah, I remember that.
and there's a Phoenix. You should see a
Yeah, I see
Central
the Phoenix. You can see the artwork there, the Phoenix.
There's a Data East cassette cab.
And all this stuff on top, is this just PCBs,
PCBs,
artwork?
Artwork, yeah.
Thanks.
No worries.
Wow. Monitors. Big fat Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's normally sits on my.
We've got a Galaxian there. A Donkey Kong Jr. with no
Yeah,
side art.
No, the Tempest. No, the 16. That's the 16-pound Galaxian right
Was
there.
it?
Yeah, that is the 16. Right, there's let me push this
Xevious there.
back. Yeah, the Xevious. It's a US Xevious. I'd love an Irish one, but you don't really see very
You
good.
pushing it up
Yeah,
against
push
it.
it for me. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Alright.
You know, watch those casters.
Yeah.
So this. That's the 16-pound Galaxian.
Wow. 16 quid. Unbelievable.
So
Okay, Junior.
Donkey Kong Jr., which was I took to Revival, and I think you turned up. No, South Coast Slam, and you
Yeah.
turned up with your Donkey Kong, didn't you?
That's
and we had
right.
both of them.
Yeah.
So behind it is a Taito Top Bowler,
Yeah. I
which
imagine
is
you
just
got that
before
recently.
Space Invaders,
You've got what's that?
Asteroids Deluxe,
Snake Pit, is it?
and then that's a Snake Pit. So that's after Nolan Bushnell sold Atari,
Yeah.
he created a company called Senti,
Mhm.
which is another piece of the game Go. Only 2 are known to exist,
Wow.
and that's one before Senti got sold to Bally Senti, or became to Bally and became Bally Senti. That's a Taito Sub Hunter.
I can get in there.
Yeah, you can get in there.
Sub Hunter.
And then over the top, there's next to it is a
Another
Space
Tron.
Invaders Part 2 colour, a
Yeah.
Tron.
What's this one under the sheet?
I'll get to that in a minute. There's a Battle Zone.
Battle Zone. Full size upright.
Yeah, full size upright with a
Let's see
step.
if I can see that.
Yeah, it's right in there.
Oh yeah, if you see that, guys, just about Full size upright battle zone. Have we got? Is that the mould? Dual mould?
That's a Duramold Blaster, Williams Blaster, which is basically the sequel to Robotron.
Yeah. Atari Force Liberator.
Yeah. Which was again at the South Coast Slam. That's an Irish Dig Dug with a Repro Lunar Lander panel on top of it. And this game, Tony will probably know this one. I don't know if you're into your vector stuff. That is a Centuri Aztarak.
Oh, man alive. Wow.
And there's a good old story on that. I found 2 Aztaraks in the bottom floor of a warehouse in the US. Just talking to this guy, couldn't afford them, and Archer got them. He did. I just said, dude, there's some Aztaraks, and that's one of them.
Another iRobot. 2 iRobots side by side. There's a sight to behold.
Yeah, look, in between them as well.
Yeah. Firefox, another Firefox.
Funnily enough, you know, I wrote the piece up about Astro. Did you read that?
Yes,
On the blog with
the one, the Tim Striker one.
And we got, what's that one
His
here?
family got in touch with us.
Sunson
Really?
Block.
That's a Tato Zunzun block, yeah.
Wow.
And that's him.
Oh, we've
His
got
son's
here a
playing
reactor.
his-
You had this at.
That's him with his nephew playing.
That's amazing.
I love this game. This is a brilliant game. Reactor.
Yeah, Reactor is the one that was at the Slam.
Yeah.
And that's
Really
that's
cool.
not restored. That's a totally original
Yeah,
Reactor.
I love
That's
that
the
game.
original control panel. That's him there playing.
fun.
That's
Okay.
him, and that's his. That was the one that was playing in his house.
Totally amazing.
Isn't it?
It's a shame what happened to Tim Striker.
Yeah.
And then there's
Wow,
just
man. And you got monitors, boards.
yeah, that's some Star Wars stuff up there.
You can just about see the Phoenix over the back.
Yeah. And the Fast Freddy was in front of it.
Yeah.
But Reactor's an amazing game. Because
Yeah,
we were playing this at the Slam, weren't
Yeah, I
we?
already got into this.
Yeah.
Really
It's a cool game.
Phil's got those. Film it.
Has he?
Yeah, said he'd.
That's really cool if he has.
Yeah.
Wow.
We need to talk about these iRobots though. Before we go anywhere else.
Why?
Too many, isn't he?
I didn't even know there was that many around. Well, you know why there aren't many around? Because they're all
All here, yeah.
Yeah. I've got another one as well. Somewhere else.
Have you? You got
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
You ever told me you had 4.
Yeah, I've got 4.
Well, I think we should give him a little beating.
Right. You hold him down.
I'll go back and get the phone.
Yeah, that's the
No.
one I had turned on for you and you were playing it last time.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
That one's restored. That's the one I bought, that's the one I used to play every day for
Out
an
of
hour.
all these cabinets in here, what do
Ah.
you think's the most special one? I mean,
That's a good
would you
question.
have a favourite in here? Obviously,
Um,
like iRobot, you wouldn't have 4. of them.
iRobot's my favourite. From a personal perspective, the E-Dot, I used
Yeah.
to play that just down the road, I was
Right.
telling you guys. So that has fond memories. Star Wars has massive fond memories for me. The upright, actually, not the
Yeah.
cockpit, because they used to have one in a outside marquee in Marwell Zoo, which is not far from here. And there was a Outrun Full Motion Deluxe next to it. And I actually owned that Star Wars at one point, but where it had been outside, the bottom of it was so gone. Still worked.
Right.
I got rid of it. So Star Wars, Major Havoc's a cool game, and just the Irish stuff. The Gravatar, that iRobot and that Gravatar, I used to like finish work and then I'd sit down and play the pair for about an hour and a half a night. But you know, just in between having a JD and Coke or a beer.
And do you miss not being able to get in here and play these games at the moment?
Well, I've got my game room at home.
Yeah,
That's got
so you can swap them out.
Space Invaders so my first ever Space Invaders that I got when I was 17 or 18 's in here,
Yeah,
but I've got the other one in my game room.
yeah.
But this stuff is kind of on ice. It's just safe.
Yeah,
The stuff at my units, and like I swap the Super Zaxxon out for the Gallagher, so I
Yeah.
can do that. I can
Yeah.
swap stuff out back to home.
but you've got plans for all this, which we'll get into a bit later.
Yeah,
on.
I'd like to open up I'd like to have a personal arcade where
Yeah.
all of this was
Working.
and on display. Yeah.
play,
It's
yeah.
all able to be, because all of this actually works. All of that stuff works.
Yeah,
Donkey Kong works. I think there's probably about 10 games in here that have got issues.
yeah. Well, say you do put a lot of effort into finding a lot of these games, don't you? You're constantly hunting them down.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah. And you go onto that site, that urban site as well, don't you? And
Yeah, I go onto urban sites. I trawl every European version of Gumtree
yeah,
every week.
yeah,
I'll phone up at 6 o'clock. I've got 20 minutes in my diary. I'll phone up arcades. I'll pick another location in the UK that I haven't done, and I'll phone up.
yeah,
And I'll do 1,000 phone calls before I get one phone call where they say,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got something.
yeah.
And then when you go there, there's another chance, another 1 in 1,000 where it's just a load of junk versus
Yeah.
there's something special.
Or another connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about who you know sometimes.
Kind of like when we
isn't
got the Sky Skipper, that was
yeah.
a jackpot kind
Yeah.
of day for you.
Yeah, well,
And
we'll
you
get
know.
into that a bit later on. I was just question about that. Dude, it's absolutely awesome. I think we need to go and have a beer now. don't
Yeah,
we?
I think
With
we need
some
to have a
food,
beer,
And then we
yeah.
can go back to your place and
See
play
my
some
game.
games.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, Ollie, man, what a fantastic collection. Thanks
Thank
for giving us a day to have a look around all your
It's been a long
machines.
old day, hasn't it?
It's been an extremely long day. It's been a hot day as well.
It's been a very hot day.
It is crazy. I mean, I have seen a bit of this before. Parts of it I haven't seen before. It's just madness. I think a lot of the viewers would be thinking, where do you see yourself going with all of these machines? Because obviously a lot of them are unobtainable. You can't get to. Obviously, you're doing a great job in picking up these games, preserving them, because a lot of them are not a lot of interest to many people.
Yeah, which is why I keep on.
Which is why you're doing it. But where's it going? Do you see yourself opening an arcade, or what's the plans?
So obviously I've got my room here. I've got a pin around the other side, but ultimately move, get a barn or something, maybe have 100 games in a barn, and then in summer months
Yeah,
open it up really,
yeah,
and invite you guys.
yeah. Which would be a fantastic
Yeah,
idea.
like one weekend,
Because-
one Saturday every month
Yeah,
over the from June to September,
yeah,
and then have it all set up. And there's always going to be an element of stuff that everyone's got their
yeah,
stuff stashed away. But
yeah. Well, you've got so much rare stuff, and just to see like a row of those Sega cabinets or all the Taitos in a row would be absolutely
Yeah,
awesome.
I know.
There's not many people that have got that.
Yeah, I know.
But you've been collecting a long time. Tell our viewers, I mean, how long have you been collecting?
Since 1998.
When prices were,
Yeah,
when cabs were not that
I would
desirable.
go in the back of free ads,
Yeah.
and it'd be free. I mean, I remember one. There was a free ads, and it was free to pick up and take away. Pac-Man and Space Invaders. This was 1997, 1998. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of coming up to 20 years. I've been doing it.
20 years.
So that Star Wars cockpit I got in the first year I was collecting. So I've owned that Star Wars cockpit for nearly 20
Wow.
years, which
That's
is kind of
incredible.
mad, really,
Yeah.
to think that.
Oh, it is.
It was only so it came out in 83, so it would have only been 16, 17 years old
Yeah.
when I got it.
Yeah. And it's all for you. It's a lot of it's about the hunt, isn't it? Trying to find
Yeah.
all these
Yeah,
rare
yeah, I
cabs,
like-
and
I
you
like-
go on a lot of sites. You do a lot of work,
A lot of research.
a lot of research.
People, you will get cheap games if you put your time and effort in.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot of heartache.
Yeah.
Keep at it, and you will get a
You
break.
will
and
find them.
You'll find an operator that's got 10 jammer cabs. Oh look, they got a Space Invaders, and
Yeah.
then suddenly you'll say, "I'll take all of that,"
Yeah.
and you get it for a
Yeah.
decent price.
You can't just sit back on the sofa and just wait for this to come to you. You've got to actively go
You do.
out there, go on all the forums, all the gum trees,
Yeah.
all the urban sites, which is
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah, and you
And
and
just-
phone and make still pick up the phone and make phone calls.
Yeah.
Phone up all the local arcades.
Yeah.
Use Yellow Pages.
It's
Do
out
all
there.
of that.
So we've done a couple of raids before, haven't we? Now tell the guys about one particular game that you actually found, but then decided you didn't want it and gave it to me. What happened there?
Yeah, so I was up the top when I handing stuff down.
We're talking about Sky Skipper, right,
Sky
guys?
Skipper.
So you instigated the whole raid.
Yeah.
You got the contacts. We all went up there, and there's all these PCBs up there.
Yeah.
I was up there first. I remember passing the balls down to you. Then I
Yeah.
said, "Right, Ollie, your turn."
Yeah.
He went up the ladder, and then you said,
Well, there was a bagged up board, wasn't it? And it said Popeye on it, and I went, no, it's Poo Pie because I don't
Yeah.
like Popeye.
Yeah.
And I went, Alex, this is for you. And then he opened it up, and then you just started having kittens, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you were like,
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
You just
And the
couldn't-
weird thing was, as we joked about,
Yeah,
on
we
the
were
way out,
joking about going up. It was
weird.
fine. You know, it was so tongue in cheek. I mean,
It was.
for it to actually happen
Happen.
was just completely bizarre.
It
Wasn't it?
was, yeah.
Good day though.
It was a good day, and just weird that where you'd find these sort of things. I guess there's nowhere else that you would find them other than an old warehouse. They're not going to be in someone's posh house, are they?
It's on the
Somewhere?
first floor, wasn't it? We had
It
to
was
go
a
up these
really
stairs
run-down
area, wasn't
estate,
it? Yeah,
trading estate,
yeah, it was.
proper grimy, proper grotty.
And you wouldn't have thought there would be an arcade operator
No.
in there. And it didn't look like he was really operating much anymore,
No.
apart from maybe pool tables or
Yeah.
gyms.
Yeah,
And then he had all his old arcade stuff.
yeah. And then you did the Duke of Lancaster, didn't you?
I did do the Duke.
So you instigated
So you
that as
saw
well,
some of
pretty
the games.
much. You got
Yeah,
all of the
yeah,
guys
yeah.
involved.
There was a
and-
few. I must admit, I did most of the persistent phone calling and.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this was a ship that was in the Welsh estuary,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah,
So it was a cruise, a steam cruise ship,
yeah.
a liner that
Yeah.
was quite popular
And
in
it
the
used to do,
30s.
and it used to do trips between Ireland and England,
Right.
and then obviously it was bought by John Rowley. And
Yeah, you turned it into a
Brought it to
fun
work.
house, basically,
Yeah.
an arcade, and then it obviously lay dormant for 30 years with all the arcades on board, all the machines, and you and a consortium of collectors went up
Yeah.
there with a load of Luton vans.
that day was great.
Yeah,
Everything up to it was
mayhem,
awful and
Yeah.
horrible and stress.
was it?
Yeah, I mean you'd have scenarios where I think I've got them, and then
Yeah,
no, and then
Yeah.
it kind of gets to you. It's like
yeah,
mentally, it's mentally draining, and that's the other thing. If you want cheap games, be prepared to be disappointed, but it's about how you keep on persevering.
yeah,
I mean, for every phone call I've made to an operator and he said, oh, I have a box of boards, and it could just be 4 or 5 boards
yeah,
and a jammer cab, to I've got loads of stuff, come and have a look. You've got to be prepared. You'll go there and there'll be a couple of boards and he'll want £1 million for it.
yeah,
And other times you'll go somewhere and there's just loads of stuff, but it's loads of crap. It's
Yeah.
loads of rubbish. It's
Yeah.
not good stuff. So, once you find a lead, of 50 leads that you find, you'll probably be lucky if one
yeah,
gives you some really good, but it's about how
Good
you
aims.
just got to keep going.
Keep
And over
going.
the years, you'll pick stuff up.
yeah, you will find it. But it's getting harder and harder to find this stuff now,
Yeah,
obviously,
of course it
because
is.
it's,
But more and more people are getting involved, but the stuff is still
Yeah.
out there.
yeah. So you've got quite a lot of rare cabinets. You've had most of the kind of, not I wouldn't say average games, but the more popular games like your Robotrons, Defenders, your Donkey Kongs. They don't really interest you so much anymore because
So,
you've had them.
Donkey Kong does, Junior. I've got
Yeah,
Junior, and I've
yeah.
actually got the double Donkey Kong board in it. But Defender, I still have one. I had a prototype Defender
Yeah.
and I sold it.
Yeah,
Robotron I had and I sold.
Yeah.
And it's more about getting those old obscure games.
Yeah.
The early Tato stuff.
yeah, the Western guns
Yeah,
and all that sort of
and
stuff.
that stuff that I'm fascinated. I've got my asteroids and I've got my Star Wars. I've got all that stuff. So, and luckily I'm in a situation where I can go. I'm actually going to try and grab more stuff and save it because
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff people
Yeah,
people aren't going to want it. 99% of collectors aren't going to go, oh, I really want
Yeah.
a Western gun.
yeah.
You know.
It's just an amazing collection, mate. Are there still cabinets that you're actively searching? Like the odd, I mean, I can't imagine there is there? You got?
I'm after. Just picked up a Namco Galaxian,
Yeah,
so I'll probably put that next to Gallagher. And
Yeah.
Put that in storage for a bit. I wouldn't mind an Atari Popeye.
Atari
That's a
Popeye.
bit of a mythical cab. I think
Yeah.
there's only one known. There's pictures of like loads of them,
Yeah.
at a trade show.
Well, I had the operations
You
manual.
did, didn't you? Where
Yeah.
did that come from?
Steve Larkins had
Yeah,
it,
it
didn't
did, didn't it? So they're out there,
he? Yeah,
and there's people that remember playing them on a.
Yeah.
So, but one doesn't even come up because it's not as if it was a hard machine to convert. So you would think there would be more that existed that have got a jammer game in. You know, nothing.
no, it's crazy, isn't it?
Mm.
Well, it's been absolutely unbelievable, mate. It really
It's been
is.
a long old day, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a long day. I'm tired actually, climbing all over your machines. But I mean, it's a real eye opener. You just don't know where to look. You've got so much stuff, and
Yeah.
cool stuff as well. Look at this; it's so cool. I mean, how often do you see one of these? It's just, so much to take in. It's it's all the artwork and the rarity of the cab.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man.
No, it's good.
Mate, thanks
Yeah,
very much
pleasure.
for doing the video. I hope you enjoyed that, guys.
Thank you, guys.
well, what can I say? I'm lost for words. Just so many cool games, so many rarities, and I wanted to spend more time on each game, but there was just so much to see. And I've never seen so many rare games in one place, honestly. I know you guys in the US have got some rare stuff and some big collections as well, but for us in the UK, this is something special. There's not many guys like this in the UK. We've got Andy and James have got some big collections, but Ollie's collection is quite old. He's been collecting for a long time. He knows his stuff. He's very knowledgeable, and he's been buying up all these classic games, you know, and prototypes way before eBay, way before the forums were set up. You know, picking up games like Galaxian for 15 quid is just unbelievable. And hats off to the guy. You know, I mean, a lot of the games that he's got in his collection, no one gives a damn about, you know. Simple gameplay, black and white monitors that no one really cares about in their collection. People want the Donkey Kongs and the Asteroids and the Gallagher's in their collection. They're not that bothered about, you know, a lot of the Bronze Age stuff that we refer to. But I think it's really cool that he's actually managed to salvage a lot of this stuff, because a lot of it would have been destroyed. So hats off to the guy. I think it's absolutely brilliant what he's got there. Okay, some people might say he's got too much. He's got too many iRobots, I know that for a fact. I want one of those. One of those iRobots, I swear to God, was the one I played on back in the day, because we picked that up very locally. It's an absolutely awesome game. To see two together is absolutely incredible. But yeah, I mean, there was so many cool stuff. Seeing that Sheriff for the first time, that is a really rare cabinet. I've actually got the Sega Trimline version of Sheriff upstairs in my loft room, which I don't often show. It is a one-off, exactly like Ollie's full upright Sheriff, Sega Sheriff. Only one known in the world, so it's incredible to see that. Darius Burst, unbelievable game. I know you got that on your PS4, but you play that, it's sitting down with the subwoofers and the big dual screen. It is incredible experience, so immersive, such a fantastic game. What else was there? I mean, there was just so much. The environmental Discotron that I used to play as a kid. Now, I played that at the Game On exhibition in London years ago. Really enjoyed playing that, because I remember playing that as a kid. And for me, this is what it's all about. The arcades, really. If I had more room, I would collect more arcades. I've got a few more coming. I've got my summer house set up. I've yet to do a tour of that. I will do that very soon. I've got some lovely machines to show you. But, you know, to have a collection like Ollie's would be fabulous. And I really hope that his dream comes true with setting up his arcade, because he's got so many great games, and it'd be fantastic to showcase them all and get them all working for everyone to go down and play and have a meet there at some point. It would be really, really cool. So Ollie, I hope your dreams come true on that, mate, because you really deserve it, mate. And he does a lot for the community as well. I mean, he's done a lot of, he's helped out a lot with raids and stuff. He did the Duke of Lancaster. He organises a lot of raids. We call them raids. They're really just a load of collectors going up to an operator and doing a deal. It's not really, we don't go up there with balaclavas on and stuff like that, but you know, it is, he organises a lot of that stuff. And of course he organised where I picked up the Sky Skipper PCB, so I've got lots to thank Ollie for that, and passing me the board as well. So I think he's a top guy. He's a very good friend of mine, and you know, he does a lot for the community, so hats off to the guy. So if you want to see more pictures and want to hear and read about a story of the day, go to Tony Temple's Arcade Blogger. I'll put a link in this video below. He writes some fantastic stories, does Tony. He actually did a bit on the Sky Skipper when he first started his blogger years ago. But yeah, go on to his Arcade Blogger and you'll get to see and read about our day there, as well as watching this video. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I always enjoy these game room tours. It's fascinating hearing all the stories about how he picked the games up, you know, and sometimes it's not just about the game, it is the story behind the game, you know, the prototypes, the unreleased games, you know. That for me is fascinating, because it's my era. I have a lot of nostalgia for a lot of those arcade stuff, so it was magical for me to see them. You know, it was back in the day when I was a kid growing up. So Ollie, thanks very much for that again. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us the old thumbs up, because it means a lot, and I'll get more of these game room tours out for you. For now, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.